Most people don't realize it. They work hard, they pay their bills, they try to get ahead. But behind the scenes, they're unknowingly fueling the wealth of the people they look up to, scroll past, or quietly envy. Not because they're doing something wrong, but because the system is designed that way. Carefully, quietly, the middle class is the engine. It keeps the money moving, the corporations growing, the investment portfolios compounding, and while they hustle from paycheck to paycheck, someone else is sitting back, collecting the returns. This isn't about guilt, it's about awareness. Because once you see it, you can choose differently. You can shift from consumer to owner, from spender to builder. And that shift, it's the beginning of quiet power. Here's how the middle class funds the wealthy, without even realizing it. Number 1, they finance everything. Monthly payments are the modern comfort zone. Car loans, new phones, couches, TVs, even mattresses. All sold with a smile and a payment plan. Only $59 a month sounds harmless. But over time it stacks up. The middle class rarely buys outright anymore. They finance their lifestyle and in return they pay interest. Lots of it. Where does that interest go? To banks, credit card companies, and lenders. And who owns those? Investors. Shareholders. Institutions backed by wealthy individuals. While someone is enjoying a brand new car they couldn't really afford, someone else is earning dividends from the finance company. One is driving it. The other is profiting from it. It's not just cars or tech, it's furniture, appliances, even vacations now. The buy now, pay later culture doesn't just trap people in debt. It builds someone else's empire, one transaction at a time. Number 2, they subscribe to everything. Look around. Entertainment, shopping, education, fitness. Nearly everything has become a subscription. Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime, gym memberships, software, meal kits, even razors. Each one seems cheap on its own, but combined they quietly drain hundreds a month. And who's collecting those quiet payments? The platforms, the investors behind them, the same few who own shares in all the companies everyone is subscribed to. So while the middle class lives in convenience, the wealthy live off the consistency. Subscription models weren't built for access. They were built for recurring revenue. Every auto-renewed charge is passive income for someone. And the longer you forget it's there, the more valuable you become. Not as a customer, but as a source of steady cash flow. Number 3, they chase brands the wealthy own. The middle class loves brands. Whether it's fashion, tech, or coffee, recognizable names feel safe. They carry status, they signal something. But what most don't realize is that every purchase at Starbucks, Apple, Nike, or Gucci is profit for someone else. Because the wealthy rarely just consume brands, they own them. They buy stock in companies the middle class supports daily. They invest in the businesses others keep in business. It's not personal, it's strategic. One person wears the logo, the other earns from it, and it goes beyond luxury. Even daily use brands like grocery chains, detergent companies, fast food are part of investment portfolios. While someone is grocery shopping or grabbing drive-thru, their loyalty is literally compounding someone else's wealth. Number 4, they rent the homes that make others rich. Housing is one of the biggest ways wealth gets transferred. Many middle-class families rent, and every rent check helps someone else build equity. That landlord might be a private investor or a company that owns hundreds of units. Either way, it's a silent exchange. The tenant pays for shelter while the owner builds long-term wealth. Even mortgages can work the same way. The middle class buys homes with little down, pays interest for 30 years, and by the time it's paid off, they've often doubled the original cost in interest alone. That interest, it doesn't disappear. It becomes someone else's passive income. And in many cases, homeowners don't realize they're still renters in a different way. Renting money from the bank, trapped by high-interest debt, property taxes, and maintenance costs that quietly erode their financial freedom. Number 5, they pay more taxes. Here's where the system really flexes. Most middle-class people earn money through wages. They get taxed at the source before they even touch their paycheck. Income tax, payroll tax, sales tax, it adds up quickly. The wealthy, on the other hand, often earn through investments. Stocks, real estate, business income. These are taxed differently, usually lower, and with more loopholes and deductions. So even though someone in the middle class may work more hours, they often pay a higher percentage in taxes than someone earning twice as much through capital gains. Even worse, most people don't know how to claim deductions, write off expenses, or take advantage of tax shelters. The rich hire accountants. The middle class files solo. The system isn't broken, it's working exactly as intended. Number 6. They buy trends, not assets. The middle class spends on what's popular. New phone releases, fashion drops, viral home gadgets, the next big thing on social media. But while trends fade, assets grow. The wealthy buy things that put money back in their pocket. Real estate, stocks, intellectual property, businesses. Their purchases are strategic, long-term, intentional. And here's the twist. Often, the money that funds these purchases comes from middle-class spending. When you buy a $250 designer hoodie, you're helping that company post higher profits. When those profits are up, the stock price goes up. And who owns the stock? Wealthy investors. Trends create revenue. Assets create wealth. Knowing the difference is everything. Number 7. They focus on appearances. For the middle class, looking successful often feels just as important as being successful. New cars, trendy clothes, big weddings, flashy vacations, these things signal progress. But they often come at the cost of savings, investments, or financial security. Meanwhile, the truly wealthy often appear average. They wear simple clothes, drive reliable cars, eat at quiet restaurants. Their money isn't loud because it doesn't need to be. The irony, while one person is trying to look rich, the other is getting richer by being overlooked. It's not about deprivation, it's about direction. The middle class aims to impress. The wealthy aim to build. One goes for visibility, the other goes for value. Number 8. They feed the attention economy. Scrolling isn't free. Every time you spend time on a social platform, you're generating data. That data is sold, monetized, and used to shape your behavior. Ads are targeted. Products are pushed, and most middle-class users don't even realize how valuable their attention is. While they scroll, shop, and compare, someone else is turning their time into billions. Not because they're smarter, just better positioned. When a free app is worth billions, it's not the product being sold. It's you. And this constant exposure to curated lifestyles only fuels more spending, more pressure to match what they see. It's a loop. Attention creates desire. Desire creates spending. And spending creates profit for someone else. Number 9, they work harder, but not always smarter. The middle class was taught to hustle, to get good grades, find a good job, and work their way up. And many of them do. They work long hours. They take pride in their careers. But hard work alone doesn't build wealth anymore. Not in a system built on ownership. The wealthy don't just work, they multiply. They build systems, not just schedules. They create income streams, they automate, they delegate, they invest. They take risks the middle class avoids because they were taught to play it safe. And so, while one person works hard every day, the other lets their assets do the heavy lifting. Working smarter isn't a privilege, it's a mindset. And the sooner it's learned, the faster the system shifts. The middle class isn't broken. It's just playing by the wrong rules, but once you see the game, you can stop funding someone else's fortune and start building your own. Subscribe if you're ready to make that shift. Quietly, intentionally, for real.